Okay, we are live and I'm just excited to be here. Today we will be talking more about scaling and not much about selling, but of course we'll be talking about revenue and money and all that, but it's more about growth and how to keep on growing your company and yeah, means so we are talking about the 5 R's of building a thriving business empire. Okay. So what are those 5 R's? So let's talk about it. So discover the essential principles that transform ordinary companies into extraordinary enterprises. So if you are stuck at 4 digits revenue, you can move to 5 digit. If you are stuck at 5 digit, you can follow this framework and you can move to 6 digit. Means can I guarantee? No, but these are the proven strategies, and there are lots of case studies of the big companies. They followed this model and they did that. So I'm just sharing my information with you. Okay, so our comprehensive guide to the 5 R's provides strategic framework for entrepreneurs and business leaders who want to create sustainable growth and lasting impact. So if you are meeting me for the first time, who I'm Sue Pats, lifelong solopreneur, no more like a small business owner, and just passionate to help entrepreneurs all around the world, sharing my struggles and success so that they can gain wisdom and they can get shortcut for their success. That's the only idea I have. And I'm the lady. People know me as the lady who gives presentations on treadmill because I want to incorporate my health and business. You don't have to build your business at the expense of your health. So, without further delay, let's get started. What are those 5 R's? Okay. First of all, revenue. Of course, because we are in this business to create revenue. We are not in this business for yeah, charity. Of course, we want to do charity, but we don't conduct business as a charity. And we will touch upon various charities, and that happens only when we create good revenue so that we can support our charities. But also, business is not a hobby. So, revenue is fundamental pillar for business survival. So many times people complain about someone charging more or that, but whoever business you are supporting, you want them to stay in business, right? So that they can give you more and more products in future. So revenue isn't just a metric, okay? It is just livelihood of your powers, every aspect business operation. So without consistent cash flow, even the most innovative ideas and talented teams will struggle to translate potential into reality. So successful business develop multiple revenue streams, yeah, to insulate themselves from market fluctuation. You must have heard me telling, yeah, focus on your core product. Yeah, no doubt about it. At a time, you focus on one main offer, but once that particular offer is on cruise control, hey, then you can, of course, focus on other streams of income, because it's always better to have diversity and cash flow coming in any kind of market situation. So this might include primary product sales, recurring subscription models, supplementary service offerings, strategic licensing agreements. This can be even upsell to your one-on-one offers, from group program to there are various ways. So the diversification of income sources creates a stable foundation that can be useful in any kind of market situation. So you don't have to worry about uncertainties. This this business is changing so fast. We have to be prepared for everything, right? So, to optimize your revenue generation, focus on these critical strategies. First, price optimization. So regularly analyze your pricing structure against market conditions, competitor offerings, and perceived value. So implement dynamic pricing models where appropriate. It is when it is appropriate to capitalize on demand and fluctuations. Now I'll just give you my example. For example, I started my membership with like a more than $50,000 worth of resources in it. And I started as a really low ticket membership, and people couldn't believe it because the amount of resources and help I was providing, that was not tallying to the value it was over there. And I hired various mentors and guides, and they say, what are you doing? This is basically not a win-win situation, because of it is a low ticket or mid ticket, people were also taking it lightly. They were not showing up for the live call and all. So when you price it properly, when you increase your price and as per as the value you are providing, people also respect their investment and they show up for the live calls, and then they take action, and then they see the transformation. So this is, I'm talking about the mid ticket or high ticket value. But if you are focusing mainly on low ticket products or um, memberships or anything, then you have to make sure that you have the sales funnel is properly refined, because continuously test and improve each stage of your customer acquisition process. For example, if you are focusing mainly on low ticket, then make sure if you give lead magnet, then you have a tripwire attached to it so that you have some money coming in. And I follow many entrepreneurs, they have only low ticket and maybe some mid ticket offers, and I see their emails coming into my mailbox almost every day with different offer. And so that is their revenue generation model. Means they have low ticket offer, but they make sure that they send out at least one revenue generating email every day, and that is what I get. And I'm not judging, I'm just telling that is their model. But just based on that, yeah, means they have gone millionaires. Okay, so that is what they do. And I hardly see a nurturing or value added email from those people. But they make sure that their sales email, what they send almost every day, is packed with value. So they try to teach through that, but they also try to make revenue through that. I don't know whether it is suitable for your comfort zone, because they have created multiple low ticket and mid ticket offers, so that every day they can share different offers. So I'm just sharing that is the model they are following and it is working for them. So I don't know whether it is within your comfort zone or not. I'm just sharing, and that is how they have become millionaires. I'm just sharing that high ticket model, and this is low ticket model, and how entrepreneurs are going millionaire. So this is how they can generate revenue for themselves, and it's up to you. You choose which model you want to do. So continuously they test, and they keep on improving. And then they also identify and eliminate bottlenecks that impede purchasing decisions. And I see their sales system is really getting more and more optimized. They also do cross selling and upselling, so strategically introduce complementary products or premium offerings to existing customers. Because I was telling you about the entrepreneur who has become millionaire just by low ticket offerings. And if you put any of her product in the cart, immediately she gives suggestion that, okay, if you add more of these complementary products, you will get 40% off or something like that. So she's very good at cross selling. And many times her upselling can be irritating, But I see even her lead magnet, it goes through like 4 or 5 hoops of upselling. Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this? And I'm just telling that is her model. Means whether it is suitable for my soul or not, it's, hey, it's totally different, because I don't think I can do that much of upselling just after lead magnet 4 or 5 times. But that is what she does, and it seems it is working for her. So strategically introduce complementary products or premium offerings to existing customers, and increasing average transaction value without, yeah, proportionately increasing acquisition cost. And remember that sustainable revenue growth requires balancing short term gains and long term value creation. So, sacrificing customer satisfaction for immediate profit often proves really counterproductive. Yeah, so that's not going to grow your business. Relationships are so important, because in this online business, virtual business, many times the transaction happens and you have not met the founder or the host or the client, and at that point how are you going to grow your business? So the customer relationships, of course, the one, but also internal relationships. So in today's interconnected business landscape, your network often determines your net worth. So, relationships form the essential infrastructure through which opportunities, information, and resources flow. So, cultivating strong connections with stakeholders is at every level creates compound returns over time. Now, customer relationships, it's really important, because the customers means basically they can, if they are satisfied, they will buy more and more products from you. Also they can become your advocates. Yeah, you can also, if you have affiliate program, you can give them commission. There are various ways. But if they are not satisfied, it's a human tendency that they will tell at least 5-10 people that, okay, this company gave the bad experience. And if they're satisfied, it goes also other way, that they say, okay, I got really great experience. So it is not just one customer happy or one customer unhappy. So because you just see the ripple effect and multiplying effect. So that's why customer relationships are so important. The relationships with your customer extends far beyond just the transaction. Okay, the modern businesses recognize that customer lifetime value depends on creating emotional connections and consistently exceeding expectations. So, when customers feel genuinely valued, they become advocates and drive organic growth through referrals and positive word of mouth. Hey, if you are spending money on ads, hey, your cost for ads can go down, because if you are getting more customers from referrals, that is really good, right? Means it's really amazing. So, implement personalized communication strategies that recognize customer preferences and history. Develop feedback mechanisms and demonstrate you are listening and responding to their needs. So it's always under promise and over deliver. For example, we have an offer that is Master Resell Right courses. We offer 16 courses with all the marketing material, everything. So it's a toolkit, and it's valued over more than $16,000. We sell it for 95% off. But even when someone buys it, we have some surprise gifts in their offering, which we don't we don't actually mention on our sales page, but they get those surprise extra resources, because hey, we want to under promise and over deliver. That's the way the business is built. Now, internal relationships, you must be having team, and team is also like another marriage. So if you are married, how you are working with your spouse, you understand your spouse's weaknesses, and you try to communicate and you find a working solution. So it is the same thing. Just because you have a team of anyone like VAs or SEO people, whoever, it is the relationship. So I generally give them a chance. If their intentions are good, I always give them a chance. I just say that don't keep on doing the same mistakes again and again. Mistakes are okay, but as far as you don't repeat the same mistakes, everything is fine. If the intentions are good, I do give them a chance. So it is not like that, because it's very hard, to hire a new person and train that person and again. So as far as means, basically they are not cheating and they are good hearted. That is what I see, and I give them a chance. And that is for your team, but even for your partners, like your affiliates or other collaborators, it's really important to have great relationships. And I have seen that, sometimes the affiliates work better just if there is a competition and if there is some gift associated and all. And sometimes those gifts are not as valued as the commission they are getting, but they just like to be belong to something. So even affiliates, you can provide them everything what they need, like swipe copies and images and all, but also keep on motivating them, and also have a constant touch with them, because I put lot of emphasis on collaboration, because collaboration is a great way to grow your business. And I have done even one talk that how Lego company that was at the verge of bankruptcy, and now they are number one company in the world for toys, and they are in multi billions, just by strategic collaboration and tweaking some marketing strategies. So if the collaboration can work for the company which was at the verge of bankruptcy, it would work even for entrepreneurs and small business owners, right? So so external business relationships, suppliers, distributors, strategic partners also require equal attention. So these alliances can provide competitive advantages through, yeah, preferential terms, exclusive access, and collaborative innovation. I have a free course called 27 Ways to Collaborate. And if anyone wants that free course, let me know. I will make it available to you, because not everyone is ready for every kind of collaboration. There are 27 ways you can pick and choose whichever way you want to collaborate. Approach these relationships with a win win mindset, seeking mutual benefit rather than just short term advantage. Okay, this digital era has transformed relationship management and providing powerful tools for tracking interactions and personalizing engagements at scale. However, technology should enhance rather than replace authentic human connection. Reputation. Reputation, this is another R. Your most valuable intangible asset. Yeah, in an age of unprecedented transparency, your company's reputation represents a critical competitive differentiator. This tangible asset influences purchasing decisions, attracts top talent, and determines whether stakeholders offer you the benefit of the doubt during the challenging times. So, reputation is a cumulative effect of every interaction, communication, and experience associated with your brand. It encompasses product quality, customer service, responsiveness, and ethical standards. So, community engagement and leadership behavior is also part of it. So, unlike other business assets, reputation cannot be purchased. It must be earned through consistent performance and authentic values alignment. So, first of all, trust building. Establish credibility through transparent communication and delivering on promises and acknowledging the mistakes promptly. You don't have to be right every time, okay? It's really important to accept your mistakes, and nobody is expecting you to be perfect. Once you accept your mistake, they will cool down immediately, and yeah, majority of the problems are solved that way. So trust forms the foundation of all stakeholder relationships and must be protected really well. Feedback management. Implement robust systems for monitoring and responding to customer feedback across all channels. So, address negative experiences quickly and thoroughly, transforming potential detractor into advocates. So just make sure, and that's why even in my membership I have given feedback form in each and every module, each and every lecture. So if you have any question, suggestion, you fill out the form immediately, and then basically just basically start giving your suggestions and questions, so that we will respond it either by email, or I'll cover that in my next upcoming podcast. But we'll make sure we will take care of your question or suggestion. Proactive reputation management. So regularly audit your brand perception through formal research and informal listening. Identify reputation threats before they escalate and develop mitigation strategies for potential crisis. So the digital landscape has dramatically amplified the impact of reputation, and with social media enabling both praise and criticism to spread virally. This environment requires really regular monitoring and strategic response protocols. Yeah, however, the fundamental principle remains the same. Okay, consistently delivering value while operating with integrity provides the strongest reputation foundation. So remember that rebuilding a damaged reputation can cost a lot. So it's better to protect it and keep on monitoring and take care of it as the problems arise. Another are resilience, adapting and thriving through uncertainty. This business is changing, the environment is changing so much. I remember when I started digital business, AI was not there at all. And now AI is so prominent. So I made sure I added AI related modules into my previously existing digital products. It is so important to adapt to every change. So the business landscape is characterized by accelerating change and unpredicted changes with disruptions. So market shifts, technological innovations, regulatory changes, and global events consistently reshape competitive environment. So in this context, resilience, the capacity to absorb shocks and adapt to changing conditions and emerge stronger from challenges has become defining characteristics of successful enterprises. Okay, so organization resilience operates at multiple levels. So at the foundation lies financial resilience, then maintaining adequate liquidity, managing debt, then establishing contingency, and then there's so many things. So operational resilience, creating redundancies in critical systems, means basically have backup. Okay, diversifying supply chains, developing flexible production capabilities, and strategic resilience requires continuous environmental scanning, scenario planning, and maintaining portfolio of growth options. So anticipate change. I remember actually who, I think Bill Gates said or something, or Steve Jobs. I don't remember exactly who said, but change is constant thing for sure, means it is going to be there. So implement systematic horizon scanning and scenario planning to identify potential disruptions before they materialize. Create early warning systems that track leading indicators of change in your business environment. Yeah, you have to keep on focusing on the changing environment. Then build redundancy. Redundancy means have backup. So design operations with strategic redundancies in critical areas, diversify supplier relationships, and maintain appropriate inventory buffers. So develop backup systems for essential business functions. And this also comes that when you are establishing the partnerships or cross promotions or affiliates and all, yeah, make sure you have more than needed, because not everyone will be ready at every promotion, so that you have other affiliates ready to promote your offers. Foster adaptability, yeah. So create an organizational culture that embraces change and continuous learning. Empower teams to experiment, reward innovative thinking, and normalize productive failure as part of growth process. Learn and transform. Conduct through post disruption analysis and extract valuable lessons. So these insights to strengthen systems, refine strategies, and build greater resilience for future challenges. We have to learn at every point, right? So, the most resilient organization view disruption not merely as a threat to be managed, but also as opportunity for transformation. And they maintain the growth mindset, positive attitude in every situation, and that is how they grow and they thrive. Now, lastly, the responsibility. Creating sustainable value for all stakeholders. The in modern business landscape has evolved beyond the singular focus of stakeholder returns to embrace more comprehensive view of corporate responsibility. So today's most successful enterprises recognize their obligation to create value for a broad ecosystem of stakeholders: customers, employees, communities, suppliers, and the environment, alongside investors. The expanded conception of responsibility isn't merely altruistic, okay? It is strategically sound. The companies that integrate environmental sustainability, social impact, and ethical governance into their core business model typically outperform their peers over the long term. So they enjoy stronger customer loyalty and enhanced employee engagement, reduced regulatory risk, and improved access to capital from increasingly conscious investors. So how you can for example, I'll give you example of Toms, that they always say if you buy one pair of shoe, we'll donate another shoe. But hey, if you don't have that kind of physical kind of business, then how you can implement into your business. Now, for example, if you are conducting a workshop, then you can have the low ticket workshop, you can charge for your workshop, and so that people who sign up for a workshop, they will be your hot lead, because they are not just a freebie seeker. So you will get the pool of hot leads, and the workshop earnings you can donate to your favorite charity. So this is the win-win all way, because you are going to get the hot leads and you are donating to your favorite charity. This is just one way, but there are various ways. It is your business and you can become creative about these things. But environmental stewardship. So responsible businesses proactively reduce their environmental footprint, and through resource efficiency and waste reduction and clean energy adaptation, So there are various ways. It's basically, we have to take responsibility for this Mother Earth also, right? So they design products and processes with circular economy principles, seeking to eliminate negative environmental impacts throughout the value chain. So beyond the compliance with regulations, leading organizations set ambitious sustainability targets and transparently report their progress. So they recognize the environmental challenges like climate change, can pose material business risk that require strategic responses. Also, social impact. The social dimension of responsibility encompasses fair labor practices, diversity and inclusion, activities, and community engagement, human right protections throughout the supply chain. So companies increasingly recognize that their license to operate depends on maintaining positive relationships with the communities they affect. Strategic philanthropy and employee volunteer programs allow businesses to contribute meaningfully to social challenges while building team cohesion and developing leadership skills. So, when aligned with core competencies, these activities create shared value for both businesses and society. So just make sure it's basically we are taking care of our responsibility in each and every area. Now integrate all these five R's and create a virtuous circles. So first R is revenue. So of course you are in the business for revenue, focus on revenue and use all the metrics to track the revenue and make sure your systems are creating enough revenue for your business. And I mentioned about high ticket, low ticket and mid ticket offers. Based on that you can set up your systems. Relationships, those are like internal relationships, your partner relationships, customer relationships. All these relationships are really important. Reputation, make sure if something negative happens for your brand, make sure to take care of it immediately, genuinely, authentically. And if you have, or if your company has done any mistake, accept it. Resilience, just be sure that you are ready for change and adapt the change immediately. Responsibility, economic responsibility, environmental responsibility, then social responsibility, we just now covered in detail. But have all these R's, yeah um, in the balance means, and we'll see how it happens. Many times the companies just focus on one R, that is revenue, and generally that is not the prudent idea. It is better to have all these R's in balanced way. And if when you take care of all these R's in a balanced way, you can see 20% increase in growth, 85% relationship increase. Then reputation score is also increasing, almost going closer to 5. And resilience index that you are adapting to change, it's almost 90%. So make sure you are focusing on all these 5 R's and not just revenue. Revenue is important, no doubt about it. So, what are the common pitfalls here implementing these R's? Many times, companies may focus only on short term bias, and even if they focus on all 5 R's, but they are looking for immediate results, but have long term strategy. So, give enough time to measure all the metrics. Then implementation. So organizations often assign responsibility for different R's on separate functional areas without adequate integration. So just make sure you have all integrated properly. So revenue becomes exclusive domain for sales and marketing, while responsibility initiates, yeah, yeah. might be isolated within corporate affairs. So, this fragmentation prevents the creation of virtuous cycles between these all dimensions. So, just make sure, even though different departments are taking care of different hours, they are communicating with each other properly. Now, measurement imbalance, because you may have metrics only to measure your revenue, but you may not have metrics to measure your reputation. So make sure you have metrics to measure all your 5 hours. And when you have all these 5 hours in balance, you will see success. You will see success. And here are the two examples. The tech innovative leader, they use this 5 hour strategy and they grew their business big time. And another thing is like a consumer goods transformer, and this is like a century old company, and they also implemented this 5 hour cohesively in balance, and they see transformation in their business. So now it is your turn. Now what are you going to do for your business? I want you to grow and scale your business with ease and with ethics and value, and that's why I always talk about heart based business owners and people who are building their business from their soul, and who have great spiritual foundation. And see, again, spirituality doesn't mean religion. So, spirituality means in general you behave the higher, you believe in higher power. And that's why, so my messages are for these people mainly. So I just want you to tell me that how are you going to implement all these 5 hour into your business, and you are going to grow your business with ease to whatever level you envision. Okay, it is your dream, your goals. I just want you to live your life fully, and I want you to have really satisfied fulfilled life. And your last write up, I don't want it to be like Steve Jobs last write up which was full of regrets. I want you to have really fulfilled life. Thank you and God bless you.